Hi there everyone and welcome along to Amberlea Model Railway. My name's Chris. In this episode I crack on with the work that I started in the last edition after having ripped out a great deal of the original circuit track work. As I wasn't happy with that configuration. If you want to know what I'm talking about exactly, then have a look at the video, which I'll flag up in the top corner there, which will explain my thinking behind making the adjustments that I've made. Anyway. I get to grips with creating the new look river, which again, as I said before, needed doing. I wasn't happy with my very basic attempts at creating a riverbank and water and infrastructure. It was very novice, and that's to be expected, as I was a novice, last year when I started it. So I hope you'll agree that that area now looks a lot better, and as it's developed, you'll see the changes take place. Not finished yet completely. There's a little bit of extra scenic work to do just to finish off and get the front bridge properly in place and the girders erected, etc. So there's that. I get the opportunity with some freed up space to install some sidings for stock storage. So that's a good development. And get started on some very basic scenic work, particularly on the raised, the elevated section of track, which now goes right round the outside of the whole layout. I thought it would be prudent to do that first before and get all that in place before getting the track back down for the two lower circuits to make sure that there's no interference with both sections. I also get the opportunity with some freed up space to look at modelling a depot area of some kind, whether that's goods, an industry, or just a good old-fashioned TMD. Again, you'll see that area and my thoughts on that. As part of the sidings scene, I have decided to have a piece of abandoned, disused track with some abandoned, disused, and very rusty old wagons. My first proper attempt at modelling rust. Tell me what you think. Whether you think it's enough or too much, or any other comments that would be helpful, would be appreciated. And if you want to know if you like the rust effect that I created, if you want to know how I did that, I'm more than happy to do a what's on the workbench short video to show you the process. So that's all good. The final thing I think I get to grips with is the building the bridge, the front bridge supports, which I wrongly identified as a pontoon bridge. It's not a pontoon bridge. Pontoon bridges have floating supports, and these are definitely not floating supports. They are stone built and definitely anchored to the riverbed. So Just a short section on those, how I did those and how I created the additional scenic work for them. Oh, and just the addition of a scenic backboard, which I think looks really good in position now. So I think that's it for by means of an introduction. Please hit the like button, and if you're coming across me for the first time, please think about subscribing. It's good to get the numbers up, and it means that the channel will be more easily seen by more people, which is great. So that's all for now. Let's dive into the video. Fasten your seatbelts, and here we go. As you can see, you've got the banks of the river in place now. Strips of cardboard with a covering of plastic bandage. That gap there, and there is where the stone viaduct will go. So all that remains to do now for that bit is to cover in scatter, greenify, and then add some effects to the river itself, some lightning and darkening effects to give the perception of depth, and then hopefully we'll be able to start adding the coats of varnish to finish that off. So I'll be back with you in a short while. So one of the things that the revamp has thrown up is the opportunity to extend the sidings, which would be to the right hand side of the station, through what was the wood yard, and using that space now right down almost to the bottom wall there has given me not only 3 new sidings to store stock, but also this innermost line, the 4th line coming down there, given me the chance to go underneath the elevated section into this area here, which I had previously sort of designated as a built-up scene, a street area with a main road running through it. Now gives me the opportunity to model a depot of some kind with all the treats and trimmings that go with it. So fueling point, wash area perhaps, and some sort of maintenance or repair facility, which is quite an exciting development really, because I hadn't really planned to put anything in this area at all until I ripped out this line, and then I thought, that's a nice little area there for something, an industry or a goods area or whatever. And then I thought, TMD, the good old staple TMD. So I'll be having to think about how I'm going to model that, how I'm going to plan it out. Maybe take some inspiration from some of your layouts online there in YouTube land, but I'll come back to you with some firmer ideas on what I'm going to do in that area. And just to show the new siding area from the inside of the layout, just a different angle. Walk down with it. It's actually quite a big area, surprisingly big. I can get a lot of coaches or a lot of rakes of different wagons in storage down there. You can see I've already extended the wall that was there. I've built a new improved design wall to extend down to that area there, and I've also looked at a wall for the bottom of that hillside there of the same design, and that just needs putting in place and just bedding in a little bit, but that's the general idea. And you can also see I had a go at a disused area here. So what my thinking was that there would have been a point in this area here, in this area here, which has been lifted, which would have gone originally to an extra little bit of siding, which is now all wasted, rusted up, and has had some stock left on it, which isn't going to go anywhere. It can't go anywhere now unless it's lifted out by crane. So that's going to be all weathered down, overgrown, and it will create a nice little scene of its own there alongside the sidings, which is still in use. So quite looking forward to getting to grips with that. There will be some close-up pictures of those wagons on some of my other social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. But that's your lot for YouTube. They are Lone Star, old Lone Star wagons, which came as part of a job lot, which they're not runnable, but they're certainly, as you can see, they're certainly usable for this particular type of modelling. So I quite enjoyed doing that. And yeah, that's all looking quite good there from a space point of view. I've tested all the lines with a loco running up and down. All seems to work fine. Track works all good, and more than happy with how that's turned out. As you can see, I've put the scenic backboard in place along this well, the only straight wall that's on the layout. So I thought that was the best place for it. It's only the free one that came with Railway Modeler, but I think it does the job for me in that particular place. Obviously that bit in the corner will be disguised. As you can see, I've been busy making some scenery. I'm going to have a rock face both above and below where the track's gone through there. I think that looked quite effective. So just bit of polystyrene, a bit of plaster bandage there, just drying off. I'll give that a paint in a bit, and I've already moulded the rock outcrops, so hopefully be able to get those they're recycled from elsewhere on the layout, get those into position at some stage in the next day or so. As you can see, also I've ballasted the track along the back here along the elevated section, and just done a little bit of patching up there to just to cover the gap between the joins of the two bits of foam board there. got the siding laid now. The siding's laid, including the rusty piece at the back there with the which will have the abandoned trucks on there. That's all in position now, so again I can start getting to grips with some scenery in that area as well. So some good progress being made. Lots of ballasting to do, because originally this was all going to be hidden by a scenic break, and all this that's underneath the paper as well is going to have to be ballasted, and some complex track work at the back there, which with lots of points and crossovers. So I'm going to have to be very careful and meticulous with my ballasting in that area. Well, that's it for the time being, and I'll speak to you again soon. So I've made some developments with the river scene. As you can see, the viaduct is in at the back there. I've put paint and varnish down on the base of the river there to give it that water effect, and just painted some lighter areas, lighter in colour areas, just to give the perception of depth. And then the supports here, and here, and here. Do look quite good, quite effective. Got scenery all the way to the back there, so it gives the impression that the riverbank continues down. Well, it actually does continue down there, but it gives the impression that it goes all the way. So you've got the bank sides here and here. There will be a fascia board on the front here to just to disguise all that polystyrene and bits and pieces. So yeah, it's all in place now. Just needs to finish off the actual bridge itself, the bit of grey board that's going to go on top there, but I'll save that for another section, or maybe another episode, once it's all done and in place. So very happy, very pleased with the way that's all turned out.